Hello and welcome to the Cuppa Cupboard Live. Thank you so much for joining us for another instalment of musical theatre chat, some performances and some great guests. So my name is Matt Gonsalves, if you don't already know, and I've just got a few housekeeping notes for you guys before we move on to our guest. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to the live chat where you guys can talk to us directly in the studio. If you put your comments or your questions in there, we'll definitely endeavour to get those to our guests and answer those live here on YouTube. First comment off the bat that's really made me laugh is this one here. I'm doing my homework while watching this and I'm probably going to get in trouble, but it will be worth it. Well, I hope it will be worth it too, Mo. I really hope that, we don't distract you too much with our nonsense on this stream today. So the other thing I'd like to just point to you towards is my donate here QR code as well. As most of you will be aware, theatres have been closed over the pandemic. And even though things are starting to open up now, theatre is nowhere near where it was when the pandemic hit. A lot of touring productions haven't started yet. And so a lot of the guests that come on are still kind of waiting for it to get back to normal and to get back into a show and doing what they normally do. So, we try and do this live stream to the highest quality possible. We have people who make the backing tracks, we have people who mix and master the backing tracks, and obviously our wonderful performers come in and sing on them. And it doesn't cost you guys a penny at home to watch at all. But if you do feel so inclined and you are able to just give a little something towards our GoFundMe, you can use that QR code there to scan and it will take you to that. Otherwise, if you're not too savvy with the QR code like me, there is a link in the bio to not only the GoFundMe, but our PayPal, where you can send us a tip directly there as well. Now, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to introduce my very first guest, because there are two on today. But give it up for Mr. Greg Fossard. Yes.
Hey,
How
Matt.
are you, Greg?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me. How are
No,
you?
thank you so much for coming in.
No
You're looking very
problems.
tanned.
Well, thank you. It's very warm today,
It
isn't
is,
it? Yeah.
I know. I've had to shut the windows for the noise, and I'm really regretting the decision.
We're both sweating buckets.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
so
know if you
if
can
we're
see it,
shiny, we apologise.
but- Absolutely.
So what have you been up to during this pandemic? How have you kind of kept yourself going?
So I've been gardening.
Hence the tan.
Hence the tan, yeah. Which is great because I've been getting outdoors. I've been working for a company made by an actor, actually. So we're all products are locked down.
Nice.
We just go around to gardens in South East London. So if you're in South East London and you need your garden,
And you need your garden
get
doing.
in touch.
You might even throw a song in for free.
Yeah, you won't ask for it, but we always do that. we had someone the other day who was like, I think he's like a music manager or something, and he was just we were just in the garden, and we've got power tools on, and we've got headphones in and stuff, so you don't realise how loud you are.
Yeah.
And he comes down and he goes, "Who's the singer?" And we were both just like, both of us, I think.
You're just doing some
Was it any
close
good?
harmony. Yeah, exactly. You're going to sign us.
Yeah.
Some close harmony singing while you're
Yeah,
digging the weeds up.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, obviously, when the pandemic hit, quite a few people were in jobs at the time or looking forward to going into a job.
Mhm.
Were you in a similar position to that?
Yeah, so I was going to be going up to Manchester to the Hope Mill to do Cinderella. It was the show was announced, but the cast. I was waiting for the cast to be announced. So I hope I was in it, but I think I was in it. And
You're just speaking it, like
Yeah.
prophesy, like that was my job.
no,
And
but it's that moment though, when like your agent tells you you've got the job and that, and you're like, oh, fantastic. You tell a few people, and then you go,
I haven't signed the
I
contract
haven't
yet.
signed the
Am I allowed
contract.
to? Yeah.
Nothing's been announced. What if they've offered like 6 people?
Yeah.
And, So I was doing Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella.
Yeah.
In Manchester, and then unfortunately that
Yeah, it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. Yeah,
Uh,
which was a shame. It would have been really
Yeah.
nice. And my parents are up in Liverpool, so it would have been nice to be
a
up
little
there. and
commute
work with them.
over.
Yeah,
You could check in with them at the weekends.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, anyone who doesn't know what the Hope Mill Theatre is, go back and have a look at the live stream with Dom from last week, because Dom was in Rent at the Hope Mill Theatre, and we have a little description about how it's a very up-and-coming fringe venue which does a lot of really high-quality performances and productions.
Yeah. I think 5 years they've been running, and they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the stuff that they're churning out is amazing.
It's like the Meunier chocolate factory of the north, really,
Well,
isn't it?
yeah,
It's got
yeah.
that kind of...
Well, yeah, the vibe of the venue is just
yeah,
so
that industrial
cool.
urban feel
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that kind of really creative space to it.
And the two boys who run the place are just like, I don't know if anyone's been looking, but during all the lockdowns, they've just been doing so much creative stuff. So it's really inspiring to see that people are really trying, to get stuff up
Off
and
the
running
ground,
again.
yeah.
And coming back out and that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think we should get our first song on.
Okay.
So would you like to introduce your first song and why you picked it?
Yeah. So this is a song from a show called Newsies. And it's called Santa Fe, and I picked it because I really like it, Matt.
Oh, okay.
I just really like it.
I really wanted it in my audition show reel, and you recorded it for me.
Yeah, no, there's no videos of me singing this, so I wanted to sing this one.
We'll hit play.
Folks, we finally got our headline. Newsies crushed as bulls attack. Crutchy's calling me dumb crips, just too damn slow. Guys are fighting, bleeding, falling, thanks to good old Captain Jack. Captain Jack just wants to close his eyes and go. Let me go far away, somewhere they won't never find me, and tomorrow won't remind me of today. When the city's finally sleeping and the moon looks old and gray, I get on a train that's bound for Santa Fe. And I'm gone, and I'm done. No more running, no more lying, no more fat old men denying me my pay. Just a moon so big and yellow, it turns night right into day. Dreams come true, yeah they do, in Santa Fe. Where does it say you gotta live and die here? Where does it say a guy can't catch a break? Why should you only take what you're given? Why should you spend your whole life living trapped where there ain't no future? Even at 17, breaking your back for someone else's sake. If the life don't seem to suit ya, how about a change of scene? Far from the lousy headlines and the deadlines in between. Santa Fe, my old friend, I can't spend my whole life dreaming, though I know that's all I seem inclined to do. I ain't getting any younger, and I wanna start brand new. I need space and fresh air. Let them laugh in my face, I don't care. Save my place, I'll be there. Just be real is all I'm asking, not some painting in my head. 'Cause I'm dead if I can't count on you today. I got nothing if I ain't got Santa Fe.
Yeah, you've not heard that in a while, have you?
No, what was that? That was an applause.
Yeah, we'd like to put them on for the performers so
Oh,
that
God.
they get that little buzz, that
Look at
ego
that.
rub they've not had for a while.
It scared the living daylights out of me. Can I just point out that when I sang the line, I'm only 17, and what's the other
I'm not
one?
getting any younger.
I'm not getting any younger. Matt nearly spat his tea out, so he was a good one. So yeah.
Well, speaking of any younger, you actually started acting at a very young age, didn't you?
Yeah, about 9.
About 9. But
9.
you've done a particular project which was quite huge, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did a lovely film with Julie Walters, worked with Julie Walters.
Clang.
Paul Reiser, Clang,
You've got-
Ricky
you've got to
Tomlinson,
draw that
Clang,
in.
Amy Robert. There was that. Yeah, it was amazing. I was so lucky. Like, it was unbelievable. It was fantastic. Yeah.
So what was the film called and what part
So
did you play?
it was called My Beautiful Son, and it's about a doctor, psychiatrist who lives in New York who gets diagnosed with leukemia, and he tells his mum, and she says, "Well, I'm not your birth mum, because obviously the best matches for bone marrow are siblings, and he thought he was an only child, but it turns out he was adopted from a lady, Julie Walters, in Liverpool, and so he travels over, finds out that he's got two brothers, and he obviously doesn't tell them. And I won't say any more spoilers, but that was sort of the plot. And I play Julie Walters' grandson, who lives with her.
So the guy is like your uncle.
So he's my uncle, yeah. Uncle Jerry. Yeah.
I mean, we've actually got a little clip here. It's ripped from YouTube, so the quality isn't amazing. So please bear with us. But
don't talk about the quality of the acting, though, man.
I mean, well, it's worth it just because if you're listening to Greg now and thinking, "My God, this guy couldn't be more scouse," listen to this.
Anthony and Emma. This is your new uncle. It's your Uncle Jerry.
Hello.
New uncle? Well, where did he come from then?
Well, he came from your nana's tummy, like your dad did and like your Uncle Frank did.
They're brothers, you see, love. Only nobody knows, because Jerry was my secret baby.
Where's he been then, Nan? Did you forget about him? So how old are you then, Uncle Jerry?
Come the 29th of July, he'll be 40.
There you go. Hollywood.
Wow, blast from the past there, mate. Unbelievable.
I mean, do you look back on
Where
that
did he come
think-
from then?
Yeah. But do you look back on that and go, at 11, I was in a movie with Julie Walters. Like,
That's
is that not like...
Yeah, it's really... And she won a BAFTA for that.
Really?
And the film was nominated for a BAFTA as well. Like, it was a really cool experience, to be honest. To go to, like, the read-through and all the table read and just all these people. And my dad took me, and I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is cool.
Well, I was about to say, because like obviously at 11, you often find that kids often take things for granted because they have no kind of conception of like how lucky they are or how privileged they are. And
Yeah.
it's like, was that definitely the case of you working on that film? Did you just take it in your stride and just not
and it helps with nerves because you don't
Definitely.
understand
the gravity of
the
situation?
magnitude. You're just kind of like, oh, this is I'm just working with these people. And George Wendt from Cheers, who's like, I mean, a massive and I remember him I was stood, right, so stupid. I was just about to go in, like, standing outside my trailer or whatever. I know it's really stupid, but it's just the most amazing experience. It was so cool. And I just looked over and he was just there and he was just waving at me to George Wendt from Cheers. And I was like, this is mad. And I still keep in touch with a few people who did that, and it was, it was a really amazing experience, really, really good.
So you didn't find it that nerve-wracking because you probably didn't quite process
Didn't get
how
it.
like high.
Absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
no. And I even it wasn't until a few years later when I saw that Harry Potter came out, and I just had recollections of being.
I've worked with her.
Yeah, but being stood in the kitchen where like ready to do a scene or whatever, and Julie Walters was just sat there with people around her, and she was just talking about starting a movie and just chatting a little bit about her, and I was like, oh right, okay. And then then you see what Harry Potter is, and you're like, that's what she was talking about.
That's insane.
Oh, God, you see how these people, but she's
She's amazing.
She's the best. She's amazing. She is incredible. Like the best.
So, I mean, you also then went on to do a few musicals. We've got Dirty Dancing, Dreamboats and Petticoats. You're on the wall.
Wow.
For
I
those
made it.
eagle-eyed among you, you'll see this is actually Greg right here in the program. I mean, you have to be really eagle-eyed because my cameras aren't good enough to pick that up.
Right next to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I've got a better picture here of you playing Bobby. You were our lead, weren't you?
Well, yes. Well, I mean, I played Bobby. Yeah, that was
Which is
a great time,
which is
that.
where we met as well.
It is, yeah.
And you've not been able to shake me.
No, no, absolutely not. You keep clinging on, but I'm joking, obviously. But yeah, I again made so many friends on that show. Like,
Yeah,
because there are certain shows where
you click with people.
yeah, and quite the opposite as well,
Yeah,
where you
it's
just
true.
leave and
You never
you know,
see
you
them
don't.
again.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have like hard feelings. Maybe sometimes you do, but you don't necessarily have hard feelings towards people. But it
Drift
just
apart.
It just drifts
It was
apart
for a time.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's even the shorter jobs that you just cling
click.
on to people. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you click, and Dreamboat is definitely one of them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Me and
100%.
Paige were actually talking about that the other night, actually, how it's just interesting that of all the jobs I've done, I'd say Dreamboats is the one I keep in contact with the most people.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's to do with the fact that most of us were like the same age and we were.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Don't know.
But then you've also got this little show here, Avenue Q. Now,
yeah.
for people who don't know, Avenue Q's got a little bit of a rude reputation. It's kind of Sesame Street, but 15.
Yeah.
A 15.
Yeah, and my
version.
next song is from.
Yes, no,
Absolutely not.
exactly. I would not let you sing something from Avenue Q.
It's Sesame Street for adults, or
Yeah.
the Muppets for adults.
And is that your first time doing a puppet? Have you ever done puppets before?
No, I don't think so. I've been in auditions. I auditioned for Warhorse years and years ago, and but that's very different puppetry. That is a completely different sort of idea of puppetry. But that's that was the first go. Yeah, and you don't think that it's going to ache so much, and it's literally like you start to go, oh, how hard can it be? And you're doing this, and then if you actually put a puppet on this. The puppet would be like this, and like you'd talk like that, and then when you actually look at it, the head's just going like that. So you have to like use the thumb more, I guess, and then bring your arm in, and
well, just the whole thing of just holding your arm there. Any time you want to torture someone, they just made you hold a position for a long period of time.
You'd be knackered, yeah. So that was a workout, that one. Yeah,
I mean, it's a good fun show.
Oh, it's amazing. Do you know what? It's one of my favorite. Maybe like I don't know about doing it or whatever, but one of my favorite shows even to watch. It is like incredible. Yeah.
Now,
really good.
This next show I'm going to put up as an overlay is one of the main ones I want to talk about.
Right.
It's probably one that most people at home won't even recognise or know because it was in Belfast, wasn't it? You did this.
Yeah, and it was just a Christmas, like a very short run Christmas show. Yeah.
Yeah. So the full title of this, I put Christmas Mystery Palace, but it's actually what was
the family
Hoffman
Christmas
Hoffmans,
Mystery Palace. Yeah.
So what was that show about?
So it was about a circus that moved around, and my character. I mean, this was just before the Dreamboats, and I was playing just after Dreamboats, and I was playing like he was 14, right? So don't judge me, but the character was 14, and he used to
I'm not getting any younger.
And he basically snuck in every night, no money, snuck in to see it every night, figured out how certain tricks were done. And then he basically found his way to the plant chair where the circus had a plant and wanted like someone in the audience who was going to pretend they didn't know what was going on, but they knew what was going on, type of thing. So he snuck into that seat and then got pulled up to the stage. Sorry, I'm just getting told to speak more into the mic. And he gets pulled up onto the stage and does a trick. But because he's been watching it every night, he figures out how to do it and figures out how to make it better. So he astonishes everybody. And then they bring him into the circus.
And he ends up like becoming the
and he ends up becoming
like the ringmaster.
And eventually the ringmaster. But to begin with, he's the main escapologist and does all the main tricks. Yeah. So that's why it was so cool, right?
So I mean, because I actually went out to Belfast to see the show.
Good friend.
It was like, and I mean, when you're saying escapologist tricks, we're talking spikes dropping and you have to get out in time. And you did
being hoisted. Oh, the water tank. Yeah.
Escape as well.
Yeah, so I got locked into a water chair, like a milk chain.
Were you like padlocked or something?
Yeah, I had a straitjacket on.
Yeah.
Yeah, straitjacket on, and then I got padlocked into this milk chain, and just before I get in,
you're dripping wet doing it as
well.
Oh
yeah, you can see as I get in that the water's to the top, and then they lock me in.
And so how long did it take for them to teach you how to do that trick? Because obviously you don't do that as a living. Like people do escapology as a living. Like,
I mean, the thing is, I'm quite small. I'm quite like bendy, so I can't get into these places and stuff. So I think that was probably a something that helped. And I mean, they just talk you through the methods, and you know that on stage with you know how serious it is because there's someone there who gives you the eye when it's ready to go. It's not ready to go yet. You need to, they give you a little knock when you need to do something. There are things where you need to be told when it's safe because it is dangerous and it can be dangerous. Well, but obviously, I mean, the precautions that were done on that show were amazing.
Yeah, because you had like a guy who basically was the like supervisor of the tricks. He was kind of dressed as almost like the strong man.
Yeah, he was
wasn't he? So he kind of loitered in the background.
He was like the stage manager, but and he was the stage manager, but he was on stage. To
basically
supervise.
Make sure that all of these tricks, because he say you're being submerged in water and then locked in a barrel. So
and like you said, there was one trick where there was spikes on top of a bed. and a curtain gets pulled across, and then the spikes go bang through the bed.
And you hear it bang.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
do, and it does bang. It really does go, like, you know, and we're just going, I hope he's not under that.
Yeah, well, I was, 'cause I
Yeah.
was like, it can be really awkward because I'm meant to be staying at Greg's house tonight if it's not
Yeah.
live anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I give you my key, and then you can. But yeah. But I mean, also getting lifted up into the air in a glass box.
Yeah.
You know,
David
and
blamed
then
it.
and then they take a blanket away, and you're not there, and you're actually at the back of
Yeah.
the auditorium. All of that stuff it was really fun.
It was really cool to watch. I would
Oh,
say
yeah.
You got more cool points in my book for doing
I remember
that
coming
show.
out and seeing a tweet from you saying Greg Fossard is a warlock.
Yes, it is. Honestly, I thought he was a mage. I think
Yeah.
it's time for another song.
Okay.
Do you want to introduce your second song and why you picked it?
Yeah, so this is a song called Bring Him Home from Les Mis, and I picked it because it's absolutely stunning. Again, I really like the song. But it still is my all-time favorite show. It's my all-time favorite musical, and you know, I don't really feel like I'm built for Jean Valjean, so so why not sing his songs now?
So it's a miscast.
Yeah, miscast, yeah.
Nice.
God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. He is young, he's afraid. Let him rest, heaven blessed. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly on and on, and I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
I feel like you picked that song just to prove that you can still talk as high as you could in the movie that you did. You need your mic. What are you doing?
Sorry.
It's all over the place.
So not used to having a mic. It's
Yeah.
been so long, mate.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Shall I give you a trowel? You can do the flowers.
yeah. Just give me a strimmer. That'll be great.
Well, there's lots of love going on for you in the comments. And actually,
nice.
this is something I want to flag up because I completely forgot to say, yes, first guest to play an instrument live on the show as well, which is really cool. We've actually got a few live instruments for, coming up as well. Quite a few of the songs that you and our next guest who's joining us in a second were played on instruments. So you guys have got a lot to look forward to in this stream. But for those of you who, well, aren't necessarily very eagle-eyed because it was quite obvious there was a second person in that video, you may have seen our very good friend Craig there in the background. Craig, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah.
There he is. Let's bring us up as well. Yeah.
There he
is. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. Thanks for coming on. So what have you been up to over this pandemic?
What haven't I been up to? No. Saucy. No, so I've basically been doing... I'm just going to show you because it's easier. So I've been
Probably
doing
the
these
easiest thing,
things.
yeah.
So I've been making drums into tables and clocks and things. And that is actually
Just
Greg's.
amazing.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
The reason why we know that he had one there was because he was showing Greg his commission that he had asked for.
Perfect.
And I say, mate, it's turned out very well. It looks
it's amazing,
I mean,
yeah.
you're from Liverpool. It was only ever going to be the Beatles, wasn't it? It wasn't going to be anything else.
Yeah, the colour though, it's so nice, really good.
So you
That's
and
why
no,
go on.
go for it.
I was going to say that actually is Greg's like old drum from his teenage drummer years.
Okay.
Yeah, from my drum kit.
And so did you put
So
the
it's
Beatles
got
sign on
history.
it and the top and stuff?
Yeah, I wrapped it and cleaned
Cleaned
it up.
it,
and things.
everything.
Oh, nice.
It was actually
It was
blue.
a state, and it was a state, wasn't it?
Well, it looks brand new. I was wondering where you got the drums from because every time I've seen them, they've always looked like brand new. So now you said you wrapped them. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
actually
every
had-
drum is different. So
But you've actually had like McFly and people like that have
I've
your
been
coffee
using them, yeah.
table and things like that. And so like you're getting celebrity endorsements already for your company, which is great.
yeah.
And I think your wife
It's happened very quickly.
Your wife runs a candle company as well, doesn't she? So the two of you have been kind of
Correct,
doing
yeah.
your home-based businesses. So I think I've got the title here. Is this your Instagram? Is it?
Yeah, that is
There
it.
you
Yeah.
go. So the company's called Rock Tops, but you can find them at R Tops UK. But you make like snare drum clocks and all
Yeah.
kinds of
I
drum
mean,
based.
excuse the mess. But there's a clock. Can you see a clock on my
Yeah,
wall
yeah,
there? I
yeah.
don't know if you can.
Made out of
Oh,
a
mummy.
made out of a snare drum. I mean, they're very cool, mate. Using your creative talents in all weird and wonderful ways.
Your
It's great.
footstools as well.
Oh, just footstools. There you go.
I did a
This has
first
turned into a
footstool, yeah.
DFS live stream. It's great.
Yeah. Other stores are available.
Yeah. But no, it's so nice. It's so good to meet like creative people and actors and how they just adapt and evolve and find new ways to kind of express themselves and have creative outlooks and do you know what I mean? Like some kind of outlet for anything they're holding on to over this horrible time where we're all stuck in our houses.
Yeah.
So good
You
on
gotta
you,
do
mate.
something,
Honestly,
do
they
you
look
know what I mean?
amazing. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, we brought you in at this point because obviously Greg just sang a song from Les Mis. Now you were
Lovely.
in Les Mis on the West End, weren't you? What part did you play when you were in Les Mis?
I played Marius for over 1,000 shows.
It's over 1,000 years.
1,000 years. It definitely was.
Wow, you look amazing.
Thank you. I am
warlock.
1,023. Yes. So yeah, it was
We've
good.
got a little
1,000
picture
shows.
here. We've got a little picture here of you doing Marius. There he is, looking very dashing in your cravat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, for those of you who know kind of British sitcoms and television, you should recognise the man in the full face of makeup next to Craig there. That is, of course, the one and only Matt Lucas, isn't it?
It is, and he's standing next to a cake, which is now his job on Bake Off, obviously.
Oh, yeah. It's his audition.
That was it. He just sent that in, and that was it, and he got a gig.
He lost the costume though.
Oh, would love to see
Yeah.
him on Bake
Did
Off
he?
in that full face of makeup. That would be brilliant. Just no explanation, just standing next to a cake, just like looking at the camera.
That's it.
Now, how was it like? What was it like working with him? Because I mean, you're still quite good friends with him now, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing. He's a lovely, lovely man, very generous. We actually ended up living together for three and a half years. And then so me and Rosie my wife lived together with him, and then we moved out to Colchester. So yes, so he's been a very good friend.
Now you're a drummer as well, hence the Rock
Mm-hmm.
Tops company. Did he ever play your drum kit like he did in what was that?
Potato, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, in
Shooting Stars.
Shooting Stars.
Because that's probably one of my favourite bits of Shooting Stars was him just whacking drums and just shouting nonsense. It was just like
Dressed
that's
as a
the best
big
alarm clock
baby.
ever, surely. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it
No.
didn't wake you up like that, I'm sorely disappointed.
No, I didn't actually have a drum kit when I lived with him because we didn't have enough room for it.
Fair enough.
But I will tell you a funny story. I was looking up car insurance once, and I had a knock on the door, and Rebel Wilson walked in and said, "Oh, Matt said I can have a look round." And I was literally sat in my boxers in a vest looking at car insurance thinking, I can't afford this. And then she walks in, and then Matt follows her in, and they both sit on the end of my bed. I felt like I was in Bridesmaids.
Yeah,
and
I was
they were
going to
gonna
say,
ask
did
me
they
to leave.
bridesmaids you and go like, Craig, we need to have a talk. You can't afford
We
the
need you
rent,
to
so
go
you're going to
out.
need to leave.
Such a random story. But yeah, I was like, this is so weird. What is my life?
And you're sitting around going, how do I make money out of this?
Can you loan me my car insurance
Yeah.
money, please?
Help me,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
poor.
very funny.
That's where that line came from.
Yeah.
Now, that's not actually the first time you've worked with names, is it? You were also part of a very, very cool show. Oh, actually, hang on. Before that, I actually forgot. We were going to say, because we kept this for later, didn't we? But
Well,
Craig isn't the only person in the studio or on this call that's been in Les Mis. A certain person sitting next to me actually beat you to it, didn't he? So let's just show a picture. See if you can guess which one he is.
He's the one on the left.
Definitely.
the one with the dress on.
Yeah.
You'd rock that.
Yeah,
No, so there you go,
I'd
that
rock it
is-
now.
So no, that is Greg as Gavroche. How old were you there?
9.
9. So
Yeah,
that was your
that
West
was my
End
f-
debut.
It wasn't West End. I did the national tour, but it was my
well, I'm gonna take
debut.
it down then because he did West End. So.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
No, of course it counts. No, every credit counts. But
Absolutely.
no,
Don't we
so-
know it?
So you did originated a show. Where was it shown? This show.
The Palladium.
It was at the Palladium, which is an
The London
amazing
Palladium, yeah.
theatre. I think the first musical I ever saw was at the Palladium. I saw Oliver Twist in like the 90s there.
99
Yeah,
or something, wasn't it?
Really showing my age.
Yeah.
Now you were part of Wind in the Willows, weren't you? Which had
I was,
a
yeah.
lot of named people in it as well. We've got a little photo here of you looking very cute in your little glasses and your sweater vest.
Oh my God.
Now, who did you play? Who did you play in Wind in the Willows?
Mole, yeah.
And you
So when I
originated
grew
that
up- when
role,
I-
didn't you?
I did, yeah. Well, they did a mini tour, and Frafi did that mini tour. I think it was 3 weeks or so. And then they came into town, and then they kind of rewritten it. And so, yeah, me and Simon had a kind of free reign on it, and
Yeah.
I loved it. There's something about creating a role. You have ownership, and you feel like, I don't know, it's yours, and then
You
therefore
don't feel
you
like
get,
you're just filling someone else's shoes or a carbon copy or a cookie cutter.
No, exactly. I mean, I'm gonna get my. Hang on a second. I'm gonna get my glasses there. Just bear with.
Have you got your mole glasses with you, have you?
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, there you go. We're going to get a live performance of...
No, I definitely won't do anything. But here they are.
I love that you've kept them. Do they know you have those?
I
or
probably
did you
stole
steal
them.
Yeah, you'll be getting a phone call tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, we're going to have to police that.
No, I don't have any of these. Yeah. No, yeah, there they are. But no, it was a really cute show, and I think the special thing about that show was that lots of children came to see it, and it was one of their first experiences of the theatre. So we kind of helped them on a journey into theatre, which I just loved being a part of that.
And then you had a few names there. You worked with Rufus Hound.
Rufus, yeah.
And who else is in that?
Denise
photo?
Welsh.
Denise Welsh and Simon Lipkin as well, who
Yeah.
a lot of
Gary
people know
Wilmot.
from the West End. Yeah, I mean, it's just literally a star-studded cast there, which is just brilliant. It was such a good platform for you as well there. I mean, I'm loving the spread on the boat as well. The set looks incredible.
Titanic moment.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it. I bet Simon would have loved doing a Titanic moment with you there as well.
With me, yeah, probably, yeah.
He's normally up for a bit of nonsense, isn't he? Now, I think
Oh,
we're
yes,
getting
he
to
is.
the point where I think we're getting to the point now where we need another song. And
Good
we've
idea.
Had two from Greg, so I think we should have one from you, Craig. So, do you want to introduce your first song that you have for us?
So this is Counting on You from my EP that's out at the moment. You can download it. I'm sure we'll have a little chat about that in a minute. But this is Counting on You from my EP.
If you think it's easy, then go ahead, try to please me. You can tease out apologies and deceit, but don't leave these philosophies hanging on the trees like all these beautiful illusions you choose to shoot down. Showing the bruises is useless if you cruise through the bad bits. You ain't gonna change your habits. I got one heart that beats. I got too many problems. I'm gonna keep the receipts, 'cause I'm counting on you. I got free reign to choose, but I forecast bad weather. I got holes in my shoes, so I'm counting on you. Give me 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alive minutes, 1, 2, 3, watch me no stop minutes, 'cause I'm counting on you. Add it up. Looking out the window, seems like the world is dancing disco. But it's been so long, I can't feel no song, I can't feel no crescendo. Just empty corridors, empty rooms. Where we went, we disappeared. And the memory that we fear, well, it laughed and it jeered, that's how it goes. So, got one heart that beats. I got too many problems. I'm gonna keep the receipts, 'cause I'm counting on you. I got free reign to choose, but I forecast bad weather. I got holes in my shoes, so I'm counting on you. Give me 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alive minutes, 1, 2, 3, watch me no stop minutes, 'cause I'm counting on you. Add it up. I forget what you said, I forget how you let me out of every darkened day. So tell me that part again, tell me that part back when I heard the color through the gray. I forget what you said, I forget how you let me out of every darkened day. So tell me that part again, tell me that part back when I heard you say. I got one heart that beats. I got too many problems. I'm gonna keep the receipts, 'cause I'm counting on you. I got free reign to choose, but I forecast bad weather. I got holes in my shoes, so I'm counting on you. Give me 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alive minutes, 1, 2, 3, watch me no stop minutes, 'cause I'm counting on you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Thank you.
Smashing it. I mean, we've got some great kind of comments in here anyway. We've got Mole. I can never say the whole line. Wind in the Willows is my favourite musical. There you go. And I had to watch it for school, and now I'm obsessed, mainly because of you, Craig. There you go. I think you got a fan there,
Thank
Craig.
you. Hello.
Now, you two obviously have known each other for a very, very long time, but you actually met on a show, didn't you?
Yeah. Our first show.
Yeah. So you guys, I'm very, very jealous of this because it's actually my favourite musical ever. You guys did Spring Awakening, didn't you? Now where did
We
you
did.
guys do that?
English Theatre, Frankfurt.
You did it out in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And did they cast that here? They cast it here, though, and then they flew everyone
Yeah.
out? Yeah? And how was it being part of that show?
It was brilliant.
You
It
have
was
to,
our
like-
first experience.
It was.
So I
you
can
know-
live vicariously through
It was
you,
literally.
kinda.
I mean, it's still to this day like one of the best experiences of doing a show. Like it, the piece is just like you. It's one of my favorites. Like it's just an amazing story. It's just brilliant, and it's so heartbreaking and funny and just brilliant. It's so good, really good.
I think it just strikes all the right chords,
Mhm.
literally, as well, because the music's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. It has kind of, it's funny because for a show that, I mean, we'll get onto the subject matter, but it has this kind of amazing kind of hopefulness at the end of it as well, doesn't it? And it kind of rises at the end with Song of Purple Summer in this kind of crescendo of like, you know,
Yeah.
it's quite an amazing piece of music and an amazing score.
Yeah, well, it couldn't start more opposite to that. So I think that's what's so beautiful is that it's literally conformity, just like if that's a word, but like
Yeah.
it, you know, it, and the way it's written in a way that you never set foot out of line, and then as soon as the songs start, you're into an explosive energy in the head of release of this is what we want to be doing, this is how we actually feel. So then,
Well,
and then
yeah.
at the end, it's nice because there's sort of a relaxation of all the characters, you know, dead or alive. Everyone is back, and it's just like there's just a freedom, a release about it, and it's lovely.
Lots of the songs are like all the chords, as you'll hear in our next song, are really like clashy and clunky and things like that. Whereas Purple Summer, it feels really, it's like the first time that you're allowed to just kind of relax.
It's kind of complete, isn't it? It's very
That's
tonally
the difference.
complete.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think I remember watching an interview with Duncan Sheikh, who's the composer, and he kind of said, I hate musicals. I don't like how people just randomly start singing in the middle of a scene. And so he was like, if I'm going to write songs for this show, they have to be out of the action. They have to be inner monologues. And so that's why they did the whole thing with the mics to kind of make you step out of reality. And like in a Shakespeare play where you do a soliloquy or monologue, it's like, this is how I'm feeling. And then you step back into the show. And it works really well, actually. It gives it that kind of rock concert feel that kind of it definitely needs. But we've got some photos here of you guys in the production. There you are, look, fresh-faced and meeting.
Oh my God.
Look at you two. Oh,
So young.
and then we've got Greg here as well doing his gunshot. Because it's
And
a
someone
very,
else is in that picture as well. Don't
Yeah.
forget, we told you before. Craig is behind
Yeah.
me.
I'm the hunchback.
yeah, that little lump in my back. That's Craig.
That's me.
It's you blowing the chalk for the gunshot,
Yeah.
isn't it? You're blowing it out the side of his head, so you know to enact him. So I mean, as you can kind of tell from that shot of somebody shooting themselves in the head, it kind of has some very, very heavy subject matter in this play, in this musical, all the way from abortion and domestic violence and everything.
It's
isn't
just
it? got
heartbreaking,
everything
yeah.
in it. But what's
You
really
name it, it's
interesting
got it in
about
it.
it. Yeah, but what's interesting is that Spring Awakening was obviously written like what in the 18th century?
1891?
Yeah, it was ages ago, and yet it seems so modern and poignant today as something that could have been written last year.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, certainly in certain places. Anyway, you know,
It was like so ahead of its time when it was originally written. And I think you guys were saying that obviously it is a German play because obviously you played Moritz and Craig, you played Melchior.
Right.
And obviously, as you can tell, the other characters called Georg and Wendler and all of that. And so you can kind of tell that straight away it's a play set in Germany. And you guys were saying quite an interesting fact about it when you guys did it over there.
Yeah, that it was I believe it was the first time it was as a play or a musical performed in Germany since it was banned, because it was banned not long after it was sort of written, like 30s or 40s or something.
People found it too controversial, didn't they? They found it blasphemous, and they basically thought that it was taboo. It was too taboo. It was too raunchy. It was too explicit to kind of put on, really.
And we had
they?
quite a lot
I
of
remember-
school groups come in, remember? And they would come and chat to us about that because it was on their syllabus or whatever, and they were very
in it,
sort
yeah.
of like, It was really.
I remember our
eye-opening.
opening night when all the press came. I think there was such a hubbub about it because of that fact that it kind of brought more attention to it
Yeah.
for us.
Mm.
I mean, we were treated like rock stars, weren't we, Gray?
It was literally unbelievable. We were just getting pictures of like drawings of ourselves every day.
Very odd,
People
yeah.
knitting stuff for us, just sending it in. Coming, like, it was amazing. And like I was saying, it's such a cult piece that I remember people come from all over the place. Like, you know, Americans come in, and I mean, like, I've seen every production of it. I had to see this, and you know, it is such a cult show for sure.
Yeah.
Big following.
I mean, I was gutted when it closed on the West End. I went 5 times. I was really hoping that it would have survived long enough to do a cast change. But
I was really shocked, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't shocked that it closed because one matinee I went, there was only 2 rows of people there in the Novello, and it's a huge theatre.
Yeah, right, okay.
But do you know what? Hats off to the cast because they gave as good a performance as when they did it at the Lyric and it was a full house. And there was never any kind of dip in the energy levels or their performances. So I was like, do you know what? Respect to you guys because you're absolutely churning this out at 100% no matter how many people are coming.
Yeah.
Which is such a hard
It's one of those shows.
Knowing the piece, it is one of them shows though, innit? Like
you can't half-ass
No,
it.
you can't. You can't. You just can't.
Well, on that note, I think we should probably introduce our next song. Now, I want to just kind of caveat this with, this is, as we've said, a lot of the subject matter in this musical is slightly heavier. So this is a song which has probably got a 12A rating. So if there are any young children listening to the stream, I'll leave it up to you parents as to whether you want to play it. It's not hardcore. As I say, it's a 12A rating. But this song is called The Bitch of Living.
God, I dreamed there was an angel who could hear me through the wall as I cried out like in Latin, this is so not life at all. Help me out of this nightmare. Then I heard her silver call. She said, just give it time, kid. I come to one and all. She said, give me that hand, please, and the itch you can't control. Let me teach you how to handle all the sadness in your soul. Oh, we'll work that silver magic and we'll aim it at the wall. She said, love may make you blind, kid, but I wouldn't mind at all. It's the bitch of living, bitch, just a bitch, nothing but your hand, just a bitch, yeah. It's the bitch of living, is someone you can't stand.
See, each night is like fantastic, tossing, turning without rest. Cause my days at the piano with my teacher and her breasts. And the music's like the one thing I can't even get it all. And those breasts, I mean, God, please just let those apples fall.
It's the bitch of living, bitch, with nothing going on, nothing going on. It's the bitch of living, asking what went wrong? Do they think we want this? Oh, who knows?
See, they're showering in gym class.
Craigie Mather, he's the best. Looks so nasty in those khakis.
God, my whole life's like some test. Then there's Mariana Whelan, as if she'd return my calls.
It's like just kiss some ass, man, and you can screw 'em all. It's the bitch of living, bitch of living,
living in your head.
in your head.
It's the bitch of living and sensing God is dead.
It's the bitch of living.
You watch me, just watch me,
Just trying to get ahead.
I'm calling you one day.
It's the bitch of living, just getting out of bed.
who
Bitch of living, living, and getting what you get. It's the bitch of living,
and knowing this is it.
God, is this it? This can't be it. Oh God, what a bitch. I guess we every
Yeah,
time.
don't tell my mum about that one. No, I'm not gonna lie. I say that was one of my favourite numbers from the show because it's the 6 boys in the class, and basically they're being absolutely like told off all the time by their head teacher, and it's just the moment where they release all their frustration at never being able to express themselves, and it just kind of goes
Yeah.
and that's the angsty.
And there's this great
Release
great
of it.
thing where like they're all interacting while they're singing, but because it's all in each of their heads. Do you know what
It's
I mean?
like a shared
Are they
out-of-body experience, isn't it?
Absolutely. Are they communicating or aren't they? It's yeah, it's great.
Now, Craig, your first song, and you obviously mentioned this earlier that you've got a new EP out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how many is this? This isn't your first EP, is it? How many have you done before?
This is my second EP,
Your
but this is the first one I've collaborated on.
And what made you write this EP? What was it that kind of inspired you?
So both myself and Gus Gowland, who collaborated with me, we did a show called Pieces of String 3 years ago at the Colchester Mercury Theatre. That's how we met. And we just said, let's write something together. And we had a meeting about a month after Pieces closed. And then cut to 2 years later when we hadn't done anything. And then lockdown happened and we thought, well, this is perfect. So he was in York, living in York, and I was in Colchester, sending WhatsApp messages going, what do you think of this? Da, 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 da. And then he'd go, yeah, I like that. There's some words.
Brilliant.
That was it, really. And we kind of wrote 8 songs and 5 made the cut.
Brilliant.
But they're both inspired by mental health. I suffer with anxiety and he suffers with depression. And we were trying to find similarities and differences between the two. And we kind of come up with a theory that anxiety is constant and like just lots of energy, and depression is the opposite. But there are such similarities in terms of how we feel. He's a brilliant lyricist, and we decided to put some pop songs to them, really. So the next song is a song about how, for me, if I keep going, my anxiety won't catch me.
Mm-hmm.
And that the title of the EP is called In Motion because of that. So yeah.
Well, just before we put it on, I'm just going to put this little slide up. And that's the artwork, which I love. I absolutely love the artwork for this with the blurred image. So that's the EP artwork, and that QR code there will take you to basically like a link tree kind of website where it will show you all of the places. But where would be the best place for you, for people to listen to your EP? What helps you out the most, Craig?
Well, if you buy it, it helps us.
It really is that simple, isn't it?
iTunes. Was that really blatantly obvious?
I mean, I was the one pushing you towards it to be like, guys, go and buy it. Please go and buy it. Don't just stream it on Spotify. Go and buy it.
I mean, nobody makes any money out of selling music anymore. It's all about the touring and all about that. I'm not Ed Sheeran, so I'm not going to be selling out the O2 anytime soon. But who knows?
Well, yeah, not with that attitude. So if you can't get the QR code to work, the link to Craig's EP should be in the video description as well. So if you go to the video description and scroll all the way down, there should be a little website there where you'll be able to click, and it will take you to all the different places where you can get access to that EP. But I think we should probably play the song.
Yeah. So this is, like I said, the title song of the EP. This is In Motion.
Took a little piece of yesterday with me when I started. I didn't want to remember, but I was frightened to quit. I thought it better to be broken than to be broken-hearted. If I keep running now, then maybe I don't have to submit. Don't look back, Don't you dare turn around. Keep on track, keep your eyes on the ground. 'Cause I'm okay if I'm in motion. You only hurt me if I stand still. And you can catch me if I keep moving. So I will, yes I will. I feel you coming and I know somehow I've gotta outrun you. I feel your breath on my neck and I try so hard not to look. You're just another piece of trouble that I want to succumb to. I don't need paragraphs 'cause I've already wrote the whole book. Don't look back, don't you dare turn around. Keep on track, keep your eyes on the ground. 'Cause I'm okay if I'm in motion. You only hurt me if I stand still. And you can catch me if I keep moving. So I will, yes I. Pushing on into tomorrow. Every step fills up the hollow. Gonna beg or steal or borrow a little bit of light. Pushing on into tomorrow. Every step fills up the hollow. Gonna beg or steal or borrow a little bit of light. 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 'Cause I'm okay if I'm in motion. You only hurt me if I stand still. And you can catch me if I keep moving. So I will. 'Cause I'm okay if I'm in motion. And if I'm moving on. And I ain't stopping until I've lost you. Till you're gone. Oh, you're gone. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Loving that. Loving the song. Loving the mustard shirt. Just thinking about that.
Hat,
Just
the
great.
tattoos.
Yeah,
What a
he's
dreamboat.
He's a cool guy, isn't he? He's a
Yeah.
cool
Dreamboat.
guy.
I haven't been in that show. So.
You should have joined it. With that hat, you could have been Ray.
Yeah.
Literally,
There we
Ray,
go.
the third person in the three
the
boys,
three.
wears that exact hat.
Yeah, Will won't
Oh,
be happy
really?
if he's watching. But
No, it's true. Yeah, no, Will, we love you. Love you,
Sorry,
Will.
No, Will was great. I didn't see it.
Well, we've actually come to the end of our stream. I know, it absolutely flies by. Now, normally I throw a little bit of a wild question at our guests before we finish, but last week's question, I actually really enjoyed asking my guest. I had Dom Hartley-Harris on last week, and my question to him was, if your casting type was not a barrier, which character or what character role would you love to play? So if your gender, race, height, age, eye color, hair color, build, slim, fat, whatever, didn't matter, what part have you watched and gone, that is an amazing part, I'd love to play that?
you want to go first, mate?
I
I need a few more seconds.
So I think I've got two. I think one is probably a dream of mine. So he's too old for me, which would be Valjean, which is
Okay. So that's one to look forward to in the future.
yeah. I'm hoping so. Yeah. If it's still running,
50th year anniversary.
I'd probably still look about 12 then.
Yeah, it's fine. The beard stick on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ramin did that. Anyway, and I'd probably say Burr in Hamilton.
It's a good
obviously,
choice. Solid choice. Yeah, it's a very, very good part. For those of you who haven't seen Hamilton, he's basically like the narrator of the piece. And yeah, he's got some great, cracking songs in that. Yeah. Greg?
I would say Carole King in Beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is some part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when I saw it, the songs that they wrote, I was like, another one. Oh my, and that, and she never leaves the stage. It's an emotional roller coaster.
She's just got an amazing journey and an amazing story as well. Like from a little 15-year-old girl to being basically one of the biggest female artists on the planet and probably the biggest female composer of pop music ever.
Yeah. And
you got a second one?
Well, I mean,
he did too, so I suppose
yeah,
it's only fair.
I wasn't gonna, but you know, Mickey and Blood Brothers has been my dream role since I was born, probably. So
yes,
yeah. I mean,
well, at least you don't have to put the accent on.
Well, that's true.
I was going to say.
Yeah, hopefully.
I was going to say maybe you need to brush up on the Scouse.
yeah. I'll watch that clip of my film.
Yes, definitely. You had something there. I think you should run with it.
Yeah. So that's definitely.
It's a solid choice. Yeah. Well, if anybody wanted to keep in contact with you after this and kind of follow you and just generally follow you for the rest of your career,
my number is.
You guys are on social media. So we've got our handles here. I think this is Twitter and Instagram for both of you, isn't it?
I think so,
Greg Fossard and that Craig Mather. Obviously, we've also got, I'm going to put it up. It will cross over, but I'll move it over. You've still got Rock Tops UK as well, R Tops UK, for all of your drumming furniture needs.
Top.
I mean, I think you should probably send us a photo of yours when you get in the flat. We'll put it on the Cuppa Cupboard Instagram as well. Definitely. To be like as featured. Please. I mean, I don't know if you can see on here. I've got an IKEA one here. Like, if you want to donate one,
Cupboard one.
I won't bum one. I'll ask you how much.
We'll talk about it after this.
Yeah, exactly. But no, thank you very, very much for joining us for today's stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed the chat and also the performances. If you haven't been able to donate because you're not in a place where you can, that's absolutely fine. You can still help the channel by doing something very simple and free. Just hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. The subscribe button means that as we get more followers, we'll be able to monetize our channel later on. And that like button basically means that it will push this out to other people with the algorithm because it sees it as a video that's worth sharing. So if you could do both of those things for us, if you can't donate, we'd really, really appreciate it. Otherwise, we will be back on the 21st of June at 8 o'clock here on YouTube and on Facebook with the amazing Jenny Fitzpatrick, who is just come out of, before the pandemic, Tina the Musical, which is one of the brand new shows on the West End. We've not had anyone from Tina on the show yet, so it's going to be really, really interesting. Obviously, as an original cast, I know they met Tina Turner and they got to work with her in the rehearsal room as well. So I'm sure she's going to have loads of amazing stories about that process. But, you know, we've got 6 songs today. So we've got another song. Normally we replay the duet, but we've got a fresh duet for you guys. Well, it's a trio, actually. A completely fresh trio. It wouldn't be Cuppa Cupboard unless we sing a Dear Evan Hansen song. I think this is like the 5th one we've done now. You can tell what my miscast would be. If age was not a factor, I would definitely want to be in Dear Evan Hansen. But anyway, enough about that. I'm going to start crying. So this is, goodbye from Greg.
Bye.
Goodbye from Craig. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.
And bye from me. And this is Sincerely Me from Dear Evan Hansen. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Dear Evan Hansen, we've been way too out of touch. Things have been crazy and it sucks that we don't talk that much. But I should tell you that I think of you each night. I rub my nipples and start moaning with delight.
Why would you write that?
I'm just trying to tell the truth.
This needs to be perfect. These emails have to prove that we were actually friends. I'll do it.
I gotta tell you, life without you has been hard, has been bad, has been rough, kinky. And I miss talking about life and other stuff. Very specific.
Shut up.
I like my parents.
Who says that?
I love my parents, but each day's another fight. If I stop smoking drugs, then everything might be alright.
Smoking drugs.
Just fix it.
If I stop smoking crack.
Crack?
If I stop smoking pot, then everything might be alright. I'll take your advice, try to be more nice. I turn it around, wait and see. 'Cause all that it takes is a little reinvention. It's easy to change if you give it your attention. All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely me.
Are we done yet?
Well, I can't just give them one email. I want to show that I was like a good friend, you know?
Oh, God.
Dear Connor Murphy, yes, I also miss our talks. Stop doing drugs, just try to take deep breaths and go on walks. I'm sending pictures of the most amazing trees.
No.
You'd be obsessed with all my forest expertise.
Absolutely not.
Dude, I'm proud of you. Just keep pushing through. You're turning around, I can see.
Just wait and see. 'Cause all that it takes is a little reinvention. It's easy to change if you give it your attention. All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely me. My sister's hot.
What the hell?
My bad.
Dear Evan Hansen, thanks for every note you send.
Dear Connor Murphy, I'm just glad to be your friend.
Our friendship goes beyond your average kind of bond.
But not because we're gay.
No, not because we're gay. We're close, but not that way. The only man that I love is my dad. Well, anyway,
You're getting better every day.
I'm getting better every day.
Keep
getting better every day. Hey, 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 hey. 'Cause all that it takes is a little reinvention. It's easy to change if you give it your attention. All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely miss you dearly. Sincerely me.
Sincerely me.
Sincerely me. Sincerely me.